Hello students, today we will study a new topic that is nothing but acid, bases and salts. You might be seeing the three things whichever I have written here on the screen. So these three things whatever I am writing here, acid, base and a salt. So these are the things which you are seeing in your daily life. So if I want to tell you something about acid, bases and salts, first we will understand some of the examples which we are using in our day-to-day life, and then we will understand the physical properties of physical properties physical properties of acid and bases. Then we will understand what is the what are salts, because when we combine acid plus base we are getting the salts. Okay students. Okay, so here you might be seeing some of the examples of the sources of acid what I have written here. That is, you are seeing the lemon, you are seeing the lemon in your day-to-day life, you are seeing the tomato, you are seeing the grapes, you are seeing the milk, you are seeing the apple, you are seeing the vinegar. So these all are the things which you are using in your day-to-day life. Now if I want to tell you about the acids which are present inside them, those are nothing but the lemon is having the presence of the citric acid, the tomato is having the presence of the oxalic acid, the grapes which you are seeing, those are having the presence of the tartaric acid. So here when I am talking about tartaric acid, can you give me some any other example which has the presence of the tartaric acid? You can comment them in the comment section and tell me which are the substance which have the presence of the tartaric acid. Next we have the presence of milk which has the presence of the lactic acid. Next we have the presence of the ant. Ant you are not seeing in your day-to-day life, but sometimes when you are keeping any sweet, sometimes whenever you are keeping any sweet in your home, that time the ants are the one first to enter your kitchen to eat the sweet. And the stink which the ants are leaving, the stink which the ants are leaving, the stink is nothing but it is a chemical substance which is given by the ant. The chemical substance which is given by the left by the ant, which enters your body, and it gives you a itching sensation, so that is called as the that chemical substance is nothing but formic acid. Next we have the presence of the apple which is having the presence of the malic acid. And as you know that even the doctor suggests that you should eat apple, that will keep you away from the diseases and all. That is, you can see a saying that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So apple is very benefit for keeping you healthy, beneficial for keeping you healthy. Coming next to the vinegar you can see in the substances, like they are putting it in, most commonly if I tell, they put it in the pickles in order to enrich the taste of the pickles. So these are some of the examples of the acid bases which will be able to, which acids which you are using in your day to day life. Along with this, you might be familiar with some other things which are having the present, which you are using in, not in your homes but you are using in your laboratories. Like you can give the example of hydrochloric acid, you can give the example of nitric acid, you can give the example of sulfuric acid. So these are some of the examples which you are using in your labs, that is laboratory, to perform the experiment. So here these are not utilized in the homes, they are utilized in the chemistry labs. So here among these three acids, this is the one which is called as the strong acid, or it is also called as the king of acid. It is also called as the king of acid. It is also called as the king of acid. So this is something which you have to you should know about the acids. So next we will understand about some of the examples saying about the bases. Then we will be understanding the physical and chemical properties of the bases. Okay, acids and bases. Okay, now you can see some of the examples of the bases here. You can see the chalk, you can see the bleaching powder here, you can see the you can see the soap here, you can see the detergent which is used in the bathrooms and all in order to clean the bathrooms. So here you can see, by seeing only, by the taste, by the texture only, you can understand that whether the given thing is a acid and a base. When we'll be dealing with the physical properties, that time you will understand why I have grouped them under acids as well as separately under the category as acid and base. So these are some of the examples of the acids and bases. Along with this, you can give some of the other examples like toothpaste. You can give the example of toothpaste. You can give the example of baking soda, the baking soda which you are using in bakeries and all, which you are using in bakeries, So those are the some of the examples of the bases. Okay, so now when we have understood about some of the bases, now next we will understand the physical properties of acids and bases. Okay students, now we will understand. Now we have seen the examples related to acids and bases. Now we will study some of the examples related to the some of the properties which are related to acids and base, that is which will differentiate between a acid and a base. Okay, so the very first property when we are talking about the acid is nothing but they are sour in taste. Very common example if I take, that is of lemon. If I take the example of lemon is the best example which you can tell, which has the presence of the citric acid. It is having the sour taste. Sour is nothing but it is having, in Hindi you can say it as khatta, or in Kannada you can tell it as huli. So that is nothing but that is meant by sour. And when you're talking about bitter, when you are taking the example of a baking soda, when you're taking the example of the baking soda, so when you taste the baking soda, it is not sour nor it is sweet, it is bitter in taste. It is having a bitter taste. So it is bases are usually bitter in nature. Coming to the next point, that is nothing but when you're talking about the litmus paper, this is one of the chemical property when you're talking about acids or bases. Coming to the litmus paper, it is a litmus is nothing but it is a paper. Litmus is nothing but it is a paper which is in this shape, and this is red litmus paper and this is blue litmus paper. So here what is the work of this litmus paper is, imagine you are in the PUC level and you are given two of the liquids. So both of you cannot identify whether the given thing is a acid or whether the given thing is a base immediately by seeing. So the work is done by this acid and bases in order to understand whether it is a acid or whether it is a base, because in the chemistry lab you will be given the liquids which are transparent, where you not understand whether it is acid or whether it is a base. So the best way to identify whether it is a acid and a base is by using this litmus paper. You will understand which is acid and which is base. So here what we are supposed to do is, if you are given the acid and if you are given with the same litmus paper, then that is the red litmus paper, then the color of the acid will not change. But if you are given the red litmus paper, if the solution which they have given, that is a base, then the litmus paper which is red in color, that will start turning itself into blue in color, indicating that the given solution is a base. And if it is a red itself, if the given solution is in red color itself, then it indicates that the given solution is a acid. Okay, the vice versa happens in this case in the base also. If the given solution is a base and if you are given with the blue litmus paper, then the color will not change. That is, it indicates that it is a base. It is a base. It indicates that it is a base. But if you are given with it indicates that it is a base, but if you are given with the blue litmus paper and the given solution is a acid, then the color will start changing itself into red in color. So that indicates that the given solution is a acid. Okay, in this way, this is one of the method by which you can understand that the given solution is a acid or the given solution is a base. Next, coming to the third point, it reacts with the acid to form the salt and water. It reacts with the base to form the salt and water. So basically, acid or base, they both react with each other. Acid reacts with the base to give salt and water, and base react with acid to give the salt and water. So basically both acid and base, when they react with, that is when both acid and base react with each other, they give you the salt plus water molecule is being produced. This is a chemical property, this is a chemical property, and even this one is a chemical property, that is electrolyte. When I am talking about electrolyte, electrolyte is nothing but it is the property. Electrolyte is nothing but it is the property of the acid or a base. It is present in both. It is present in acid also, and this property is present in base also. So this is a property of a acid or property of acid or base to convert or dissociate themselves, dissociate, dissolve or differentiate, convert themselves into ions, and those ions are capable of producing the electricity or conducting the electricity. So they are called as the electrolyte. That is the property of an acid or a base to convert themselves into ions which are able to conduct the electricity or which are capable of conducting the electricity. Those are called as the electrolytes. So both acids and base, they act as the electrolytes. Okay, then next is when you are coming to the chemical properties, physical property. Next is the bases are slippery in nature. The bases are slippery in nature, and contrast to this, these are sticky in nature. The acids are sticky in nature. Okay, so these are some of the physical properties of acids and bases which you have to know when you are generalizing the household chemicals, and when you are household acids and bases, and when you are talking about the acids and bases which you are getting into the laboratories. Along with this, in order to understand, along with this litmus paper, there are many other methods to understand whether the given solution is acid or base. That will be dealing in the next video. That time it will be completely depending upon the indicators. So this, what I am telling about this litmus paper, it is also called an indicator. It is also called as an indicator. So indicator is nothing but it is a substance which will indicate that the given solution is a acid or whether it is a base. Okay, so depending upon these physical properties and depending upon some of the examples whatever I have given earlier in this video, by that you should be able to differentiate now between which is a acid and which is a base. Now in the next slide I'll be showing you one of the picture. There you have to tell me in the comment section which is a acid, which is a base. The thing which is in the neutral, that we will be discussing once we come to the next part of the video. Okay, so next I'll be showing you a picture, there you have to differentiate which is acid, which is base. You have to pause the video, you have to tell me. Later you can go and check out the answer where I'll be telling you which is acid, which is base, depending upon what property I have told. You have to tell me in the comment section which is acid, which is base. Then we will have that conversation. Okay, so here you can see the picture which I have shown here. They have given to identify which is a acid, which is a base, and which is neutral. So depending upon their physical properties, I am going to tell you which is a acid, which is a base, and which is neutral. Neutral thing we'll be taking in the next session, when I'll be talking about the another type of indicator, that is called as the pH. Depending upon that, we will be identifying the neutral solution. So depending upon different physical properties, I'll be dealing with the lemon, as it is sour in taste, it is acid. Even the vinegar, as it is sour in taste, it is acid. This is a base. This I will be dealing when this is a type of indicator, pH indicator. When I'll be talking about the pH indicator, I'll be telling why blood is basic in nature. Shampoo, as it is slippery in nature, it is base. Soap, as it is slippery and as it is bitter, it is base. Baking powder, as it is bitter, it is base, and this is somewhat bitter, so it is base. So depending upon the physical properties, I have differentiated which is acid, which is base, and which is neutral. This water is neutral, but the explanation I'll be giving you in the next video. Okay, so next we'll be in the next videos, we'll be talking about the indicators, natural indicators, artificial indicators, and then we'll be going with the next topic, depending upon the chemical properties of the acids and bases. Okay, so I hope you people have enjoyed the video, you people have liked the video. If you have liked, please like, share, comment, and subscribe my channel. Thank you.